So the Hazcom process provides us the hazardous material information and the guidance on how to handle the chemicals and minimize the incidents, all right, and reduce the risk to the people, to the production, to the properties, and the environment as well. So this is a Hazcom program we're going to talk about today. First of all, you'll see that any chemical we use in our workplaces, they are dangerous at some levels. And as an employee, as I said before, it is our right. If I'm going to deal with any chemical, it is my right to know about the chemicals I'm going to deal with, or to understand what are the hazards associated with them. Because these hazards will affect my physical safety, or even it will cause health hazards as well. Alright, so this is my right to know. Let's talk about some factual figures. There are 3 million registered compounds in the world. And chemicals are not only those which we deal with in the industries like acids or bleaches or something like that. It could be the other chemicals, alright, which are used off job. Like some soaps, shampoos, alright, hair colors, they're also chemicals. And there are 60,000 compounds into the world which have some significant economic value. And every year, 700 to 1,000 new chemicals come into the marketplace, in which 5,000 chemicals from all that 60,000 chemicals I said they have some economic value. 5,000 chemicals are those which have some inherent health hazards. Clear? Now, we are going to talk about how these chemical affects our body, or the factors on which we can say the effects of the chemical depends on. So the effects of the chemical depends on several factors. First of all, it depends on the physical form of the chemical. Secondly, it depends on how the chemical enters the body. Third, the amount of the chemical that actually enters the body, like you can say it's a dose, the concentration. And the last thing, how toxic or how poisonous the chemical is. These are those 4 factors on which the effects of the chemicals depends on. Chemical we use in our workplaces, all right, yes, they are dangerous, but we can deal them in a safe manner with properly applying hazard communication process. It has 6 steps in it. Hazard communication process has 6 steps. First one is chemical risk assessment. Second, chemical hazard bulletin. The third one is labeling system. The fourth one is written programs. The fifth is training of the employees. And the last one is program audits. Alright, so when you talk about the hazard communication process, the chemical manufacturers or importers, they are the ones who will determine if the chemicals they are producing is hazardous or not. And the manufacturers and importers, they document these procedures or in material safety data sheet, the manufacturers themselves. Each hazardous chemical that is sold to a customer or to any person, even in the companies, they must include an MSDS, material safety data sheet, and the warning labels. Because without them, you cannot identify the chemical and cannot be able to understand the hazards of the chemicals. Or at your workplace, we talk about the companies. The companies mostly, they purchase these hazardous chemicals either from the manufacturers themselves, the distributors, or the importers. So you prepare to make a written hazard communication plan which identifies the hazardous chemicals your employees may be exposed to. And it describes how you will use an MSDS container labels, and of course, keep the people informed by proper training. All these 6 steps which you talk of, which I just told you before, these are the ones from which you can handle the chemicals in a well mannered way by applying all these in the workplaces.